My name is Noel McNeilis and I'm, as my accent would suggest, I'm a physio from Ireland. So my background is working in elite sport and development sport, but also in concussion research with projects happening in elite sport, but also in terms of the long-term impact of concussion. What we normally say is that you haven't had any 2 concussions in a really close time frame, which is positive.
I got concussed nearly 10 weeks ago now, and it was a delayed concussions. The symptoms came on the Tuesday after the game, and yeah, Niall's been great with taking me through the process, making me feel comfortable with getting back to playing and making sure that I'm not rushed. And yeah, it's just been good.
What we're trying to do here in Foundry is we're trying to promote an individualised approach to the assessment of concussion and an individual approach to the rehabilitation and return to play of concussion. When I qualified as a physio, it would have been in the space of concussion, something to be feared. And if you were injured, it was a dark room, 2 weeks of doing nothing, and then a really aggressive reload within a week. Seeing that, what I did was I became involved in concussion research with a company called Head Diagnostics, examining the effect of concussion on ocular or eye microtremors. And I suppose what that opened up to me was a space of this individualized assessment approach to identify what kind of concussion a player has and to ensure that the rehab that a player is provided with matches with the deficits that have occurred. So if their vestibular system is disrupted, we give them daily exercise to help that.
I was initially concerned more about, whether I'd actually be right to play again, and I didn't want to rush that, especially like just for local footy. And Niall's given me great support and confidence in, I actually am okay.
Now, the tricky thing in terms of, let's say, young athletes is gaining this appreciation for what a concussion is and what is required to return to play. What we're really trying to change the narrative around is, listen, this can have subtle deficits that need to be picked up by a medical clinician that can be targeted to reduce your risk of re-injury. What we're trying to get it towards is that this is an individualized injury. It needs to be targeted with an individualized rehabilitation plan, and you need to return when you're ready to do so.
It is important to come forward and just be honest with your physios and let them know what you're going through, and if you're not right, just put your hand up and say that you're not right.
It lasts for as long as it lasts, depending on the amount of trauma you've sustained. A bit like rolling your ankle, if it's minor, you get a bit of swelling. If it's major, you get a lot of swelling. Similar with concussion, similar with brain trauma. And this is what we're trying to get across to players, is that the brain does need time to physiologically heal. And what we're doing by providing rehabilitation is minimizing the symptoms that accompany that, but also ensuring that the brain is given enough time to physiologically heal and ensure that it is ready to return to play, ready to return to school, ready to return to work.